All right, welcome everybody to this webinar, this presentation. Just let me reduce that. Okay. 5 ways to convert Facebook friends into sales and Moolah for your business. Now, who is this webinar for? Who will get most benefit from it? Well, mainly it'll be of most benefit to people who are running, building, or attempting to build a home-based business, particularly network marketing, affiliate marketing, direct sales, top-tier marketing. It doesn't mean to say that if you've got some other kind of business that you're wanting to build that you won't get value from this presentation. I'm sure you will. But the examples that I give you today, the specific examples of how I applied a particular strategy will be specific for people who are in the home-based business direct sales kind of arena, okay? So that's the only caveat that I put on that. Now, let me get started. By the way, if there are any problems, you can ping me on Facebook because I've got although I've turned Facebook off on my laptop, I've got Facebook open on my mobile phone, on my cell phone. So you can do that and I will hear that if there's any problem, I mean technical problems or something like that. Now, you may have questions. I'm happy to answer them, but I won't be answering them during the training. Okay, so I'm just going to do the training. I'm going to get it out of the way. I think I've got a pretty good training for you. It's certainly been enhanced. If I compare the training that I did for the same topic 5 months ago, I think I've enhanced it quite a bit, although there are still some elements in common. Besides, many of you are new and you weren't even involved in January anyway. So, as I say, I think I've got a good training. Questions, feel free to type them into the chat box. Feel free to do that, but I won't be visiting the chat box until the end. Okay. Now, the experiences and the mini lessons that I'm going to share with you tonight, or today, depending on your time zone, are based on the experiences that I've had over the last 10 years in the marketing arena, particularly in the online marketing arena, because I've been an online marketer for 10 years, a bit over 10 years. It was I had my 10-year anniversary in October last year, so it's 10 and a half years now. Okay, so during that time, I've had some, I've scored some major successes, had some major successes, had some downtimes as well, due to all sorts of reasons, part of which were outside of my control. But above all, I've learned a heck of a lot, and I'm a great believer in implementation. So if I hear about a new strategy, particularly if I've had some one-on-one help with that strategy, I make the commitment to implement it. So whenever I've had a mentor or a coach guiding me through, I feel it's my responsibility then to, honor them, and give them the boost that they want as a result of helping me. So I've been a great implementer, and sure, some of the things that I've done haven't always worked, but obviously I'm well ahead of the game. I've sold millions of dollars worth of products online, and the reality is that probably most of the people in the Simple Online Success Group haven't even sold their first, I don't know, $50,000 worth of products or $100,000. If we bring it back to earnings, they haven't made their first 50 grand yet. And many haven't even made their first 10 grand yet. So let's see if we can redress the balance. Let's see if we can flip this whole issue and put things more in your favor. All right, let me get started. That was enough of sort of the preamble. I do have a little bit of housekeeping that I need to just cover, but we're just going to let the PowerPoint presentation guide you and me through. Okay, now, questions for you. Is this you? You've run out of friends and family to talk to about your business and you're unsure what to do next. You've spoken to less than 20 people this month. You're spending money on ads, or you're buying leads, or you're thinking about it. You're using old school techniques such as flyers and drop cards and prospecting strangers in shopping centres, particularly if you're a network marketer, you're an old style network marketer. Is that you? Maybe it is. Maybe you love that kind of thing. Fine. But for those of you that are a bit over it and don't want to do it, you want to embrace the internet, I think you're going to love this presentation. You're spending a lot of time setting up sales funnels, autoresponder systems, etc. So you've embraced the affiliate marketing online way of doing things, but maybe you've overly complicated it. And that often happens. I can tell you without fear of contradiction that I have been down that pathway myself. I've built lots of funnels. And let me tell you something, most of them never made me any money. They didn't. Yet I spent inordinate amounts of time. I don't know, maybe 1,000 hours. I don't know. I didn't keep track of it. I'm probably too embarrassed. I was too embarrassed at the time to monitor my time input. So I've been down that pathway as well, where I think I overly complicated things. Okay, so not that long ago, a year, what was it? About 18 months ago, I decided to simplify. A little bit more than 18 months ago, I decided to simplify because when I looked at my earnings, I did an analysis of the first $1 million in commissions that I earned online as an affiliate marketer. And I went back and I looked at the sales that were made that contributed to that $1 million figure. And I came to the very clear conclusion that over 70% of the commissions earned came from what we might call warm audience. In other words, people that already knew me, or they felt they knew me, they had some regard for me. They may not have met me face to face, they may not have even spoken to me on the phone, but they felt they knew me because they saw what I was doing perhaps on YouTube, on my blog. They get my emails 5 or 6 days a week, and they felt they knew me. And that's where most of my business came from. And that was the easiest business. The harder business came from what we might call cold sources, like solo ads and buying leads from lead vendors and phoning them, ringy-dingy 1, ringy-dingy 2, ringy-dingy 3. You know something? I phoned over 10,000 leads. In fact, I stopped counting at 10,000. It'd be more than that now, for sure. I don't phone nearly as many leads as I used to, but I still have voice calls every week, but not 30 a day, right? It might be 3 a week, 4 a week or something like that. But what I found was that the hardest business, the hardest way to earn money came from those cold sources, solo ad traffic, buying solo ads from solo ad vendors and getting them to send out emails on my behalf promoting the offer that I had at that time. Buying leads from lead vendors that give you a list of leads, like you buy 100, you buy 1,000, whatever, with phone numbers. So you get phone numbers and then, as I said, ringy-dingy 1, phoning those leads. Really tough. Had to phone maybe 100 to get one sign up. That's pretty grueling. So I've done it all, just about. I've just about done it all. I've looked at all the things that contributed to my success and those things that didn't work so well. And I just thought, well, look, the writing is on the wall. Warm market is where it's at. Building an audience, building a tribe, building followers, that is where it's at. And that's why I'm talking to you today, because I decided to get really serious about social media about 18 months ago. It started with Twitter, and I used Twitter as my test bed, my incubator. Okay, I thought if it bombs, it doesn't matter because it's only Twitter. I mean, I don't have a lot of respect for Twitter, to be quite honest with you. But if it works, okay, I can bring it across to Facebook because that's the big one, right? And lo and behold, with my new strategy started to work, I started to get leads within about 3 weeks. It wasn't like instant because I wasn't spending the money on ads. It had to build a little bit, but it took about 3 weeks, started to get leads. And I think a couple of weeks after that, I started to make a little bit of money. Not a lot, but just small offers that I was promoting, small affiliate offers, not big ticket stuff or anything like that. I was just using the small offers as a kind of a tester, all right? And so I just kept experimenting and tweaking it. And then by the end of April of last year, so we're only talking a year ago, I made the decision to bring the whole strategy across to Facebook. And same thing happened, except this time, because I was a little smarter this time, based on what I'd learned with the Twitter experience, this time I started to get leads faster and I made money in my very first month. My very first month. Now, this doesn't mean to say that you're going to make money in your first month. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. It depends on a whole range of factors. I'm going to share a story with you about a guy that I helped last year, and he's become a bit of a superstar in his own way. And it took him about 5 weeks before he started making money. Okay, he had a little bit of a struggle with it, getting his head around it. But now he's a lunatic. You just cannot stop him. He's so good at it. He's so good at it. And in some respects, he's better than me. So that's the story there. You don't have to be going out, talking to strangers. You don't have to be cold calling people. You don't have to be dealing with people who don't trust you, don't have any like or regard for you. You can do it the warm way, and the warm way is the best way. And I'm not saying that you make a list of your friends and family and go do that. I'm talking about building an audience from scratch, if necessary, right here on Facebook or whatever platform you like. But this training will be geared towards Facebook because I still believe it is the best one for marketers. But obviously there's some other good platforms. As you know, I've done the Twitter thing. I'm still active in Twitter. In fact, I'm about to upgrade my Twitter campaign. I've got some more tweaks and refinements that I want to introduce, and I'm excited about those. So I expect to start implementing those over the next couple of days. I'm in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry, right? There's a success clue. Always in a hurry. And I've got a Pinterest. Not Pinterest. Not Snapchat. What's the other one? The photo one. Yeah, you know the one. I've got an account. I've got an account with Instagram, and I actually pay somebody to add, upload new photos and stuff like that. But I'm not really active. I just came to the conclusion that I need to give my focus to one primary platform. All right, and for me, I decided Facebook's the one. Now, your commitments today, take good notes, write down your questions, ask your questions at the end, be creative and think how you can apply what you learn, and above all, be active. Take immediate action. There we go. Now, today's training, mini lessons. This is what I'm going to cover. Get your head right, how to get your wall humming, who should you target, critical topic, that one. Most people mess up on that one, number 3. How to create a favorable first impression, and when and how to pitch. Okay, I'm also going to show you how to get one-on-one help with these strategies and other hot strategies so you can quantum leap your progress. I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Because I know how much benefit I got from the one-on-one help I've had over the years. Even before I became an online marketer, I've had some tremendous mentors over the years. And I was a pretty good student as well, but boy, without them, I'd be floundering. I would have been floundering. Okay, now, assumptions, you're in the make money space, so you're promoting some kind of an opportunity. You're active on Facebook daily. Had a few little chat messages today with some people on Facebook, and one of them was with a guy who didn't answer my original message. So I sent a message to him today. Basically, it was a little bit blunt. I just said, do you answer your messages, yes or no? Right? And he, amazing, when you ask a question like that, all of a sudden, bang, they're there, they answer you. And then he apologized for not replying to my first message, and he said, the truth is that I'm not I haven't been active lately on Facebook. Well, I already knew that because I looked at his wall. The last update was like 3 weeks ago. You can't make money on a platform like Facebook if you're only visiting it every other week or even every other day. It has to be daily. Let's say 6 days a week. Have Sundays off if you want. It has to be daily, and ideally you will check in 2 or 3 times a day. Does that mean to say that you have to spend 8 hours a day on Facebook? Of course not. 1 to 2 hours is fine. You're prepared to allocate a minimum of 1 hour a day, every day for, well, 6 days, perhaps 7 if you want. But certainly 6 days, I would say no exceptions. Consistency is the key. And some people are failing because they're not consistent. And I know why you're not consistent. I know why you're not consistent. It's because you have an attack of stinking thinking. You don't have enough belief. That is why, that's probably the main reason. There may be other factors outside of your control, like family crises and so on. But for most people, it's because you don't have enough belief. So you will attend a training like this, you will try and implement what you learn, and because you're not rolling in money within 3 or 4 days, you start to pull back from the strategy. And before you know it, another week has passed and you basically quit on the strategy. So you've got to understand that you need to understand that these organic strategies take a little bit of time. And I'm not talking months, they take weeks. So I mean, you're going to see how I want you to commit for 90 days. But it doesn't mean to say that you won't be getting a result before 90 days. You will. If you do what we ask you to do, you will be getting some kind of result. It may not be a money result, but it'll be some kind of tangible, measurable result within 30 days. Within 30 days. But you've got to hang in there for that 30-day period. If you don't do that, well, it's just another failure to notch up on your belt. I'd rather have successes notched up on my belt. So you've really got to make that decision that you're prepared to commit. No exceptions, no excuses. You're going to commit for 90 days, minimum 30 days, but you're going to commit day after day after day because consistency is the key. You miss a few days, you miss a week, people notice it. They really do. And subliminally, they're thinking, this guy's not really serious, or this gal is not really serious. Another Facebook flake. Do you want to be another Facebook flake? Of course you don't. Now, today's bonus, stay till the end because I have a $200 gift for you. Boy, $200 gift. It could be worth $10,000 to you. It could be. But I'm putting a value on it of $200. You've got to qualify to get it. There's a little bit, I've got a little bit of a hook there, but you should be able to qualify for it quite easily. Let's see how it goes. But stay to the end for that. Now, before I start, a little bit about me. If you haven't seen this before, you might find this just a little bit instructive in that you'll get a little bit more of an idea about me and what makes me tick. I don't like talking about myself very often, but just to give you an idea that I am a digital nomad. I've been traveling for the last 3 years. I originally decided that I wanted to see the world and I'd go away for 12 months after my wife and my mother died, okay? My kids said they were going to be traveling as well, so I thought I don't want to be left behind. So I left my hometown in Australia and jumped on a plane, and I went. The first country I went to was the Philippines. Then I headed across to where was it? Vietnam, and I stayed there for 8 months. So I stayed in the Philippines 6 months, Vietnam 8 months, and then now I went to Cambodia for a short visit to see if I liked it. I heard a lot of good things about it, and I really liked it. Okay. And so that was 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago. Sorry. So yeah, the 2-year anniversary was February, and I just renewed my 12-month visa. But it's probable that I'm going to move over to Vietnam before the 12-month visa ends because my son is there now, and my oldest son, and I want to be with him. So, but during that time, I've also been to other countries like Thailand, of course. What else? Where have I been? Malaysia, Singapore, the States, US. Didn't get to Canada. Mexico, had a phenomenal time in Mexico, and yeah, other countries like that. So those two middle shots there in Mexico at Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, fantastic spot there, really fantastic. I like to play, but not too hard. I'm too old for that now. But I do like live music and yeah, just Friday night. Basically, it's a Friday night thing. That's it. The rest of the time, I'm at home. There's my kids my kids. Still call them kids. I like to meet up with gurus like Dave Van Hoos, and I met up with him in Mexico. So anyway, enough of that. And yes, I obviously work. I still work. I love work. I can't imagine not working. As long as I'm healthy, I will continue to work. I highly recommend it. But of course, if you hate what you're doing, I don't recommend that. So if you can fall in love with this whole topic of marketing, wow, that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Marvelous. Absolutely. All right, let's get this show on the road. Now, typical lead generation strategies have flaws. So let's look at the three subheadings here. Offline strategies, buying leads, and advertising. These are the strategies that are used by network marketers and certain types of affiliate marketers and so on. But let's look at the one on the left there, offline strategies. So what's that about? They tell you, you join a network marketing company, and the first thing they tell you to do is to write down the names of family and friends. Who do you know? Okay, and I've done that. Believe me, I've done that, no problem at all. And I don't mind doing that. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind talking to friends. Family, a little bit more tricky. Why? Well, my family, a very tough audience, I can tell you that. They were. My mum, she brutal, absolutely brutal. But friends, yeah, I did that, but then you run out of friends. So then they say, oh, go and prospect some strangers. Okay, where do I do that? Oh, well, go into a shopping centre and see if you can talk to people in the shopping line there at the supermarket. Oh yeah, right. Me? A screaming introvert? Not a chance. No way. I'm pretty shy, and you know, meeting strangers is not my idea of fun. So little duplication. Now, I know these companies like Amway and so on, they've built major enterprises, and they've got 500,000 reps, or some of them got, like Amway, I don't know, 2 million, 3 million reps. So they must have scored a fair amount of duplication. But the fact of the matter is that 95% of people fail, and the reason they fail is because they can't duplicate, or at least they can't duplicate very well for a prolonged period of time. It can be quite hard because there's a lot of rejection. A lot of people put the phone down on you, particularly if you move away from your warm market. So there's that one. The middle one, buying leads. Well, I touched on that. I told you I bought leads. I bought thousands of leads from lead vendors and phoned them. I didn't phone all of them, I've got to be honest with you, but because after phoning about 500 of them, I thought, oh no, there's got to be an easier way, right? But yeah, I've bought the leads, and I've also used solo ads. That's more for the internet age, right? So this is where you rent part of a list from a list owner, an email list owner, and they'll send your offer out with your link in it, and that'll go to a capture page, and then this is where the funnel thing becomes important. They go to the capture page, and then if the people opt in, on the other side of the capture page will be your offer, whether it's a business opportunity that you're promoting or some kind of a little tripwire, offer with a small price tag, whatever it is. That's what solo ads are often used for. And I've spent many thousands of dollars on solo ads, and I've had what we might call mixed results. But I'm one of the fortunate ones in that I am ahead of the game with solo ads. I can tell you the vast majority of people that try solo ads are on a losing streak, big time. They just don't work. They just don't work for the vast majority of people. I got lucky with one particular campaign and I doubled my money, but all of the other little campaigns I ran, nah, I might have made a couple of $100. That's about it. With the vendor leads that you buy from those MLM specialists, where they give you the phone numbers and all of that, well, that requires phone skills. And here's what I've learned after building teams in a big ticket travel business, and before that a financial education product business, big ticket. Here's what I found is that most people don't have phone skills. They're not very, particularly if it's phoning kind of cold leads, right? They're not very good at it, and some of them are really atrocious at it. Although I did have some success training some people, a few people, and they became really good at it. But the vast majority of people, no, too hard. And of course, the leads stop flowing as soon as you stop spending the money. And with solo ads in particular, a lot of scammy kind of solo ad vendors out there. So low success rates typically. Advertising is the last one. We hear a lot about Facebook advertising. don't we? A lot. It's, oh, this is the wonderful thing. You just buy my $300 course and I'll show you how easy Facebook ads are, and you'll be making money in next to no time. Well, look, if it was so easy, why are they selling a $300 course? Have you ever thought about that? If it was so easy and so simple, you wouldn't need a $300 course. It'd be just like placing an ad in the local paper. You just phone up the local paper and you give them the ad over the phone, a little classified ad, you give them the words, and they place the ad for you, and that's it. There's no complexity to it. You don't need to buy a course on how to run ads in the local paper, do you? But with Facebook, the reality is it is complex, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And the other thing is that it's highly unlikely that you will make money with Facebook ads for the first X number of campaigns. So I always say to people, look, if you want to run Facebook ads, fine, no problem, but you better be spending money initially that you can afford to lose. And they say, how much? I say, well, to be safe, put aside $2,000. Oh, I can't do that. Well, then you're not ready for Facebook ads. Simple as that. I never heard that before. Well, you didn't hear that before because most people are trying to sell you something and they're not coming from integrity. I'm telling you because I've learned from these experiences. Okay. Now, so lose money at first, the dollar stops flowing as soon as you turn off the credit card. It's a steep learning curve. Doesn't mean to say it's not a good thing to do. It is a good thing to do at the appropriate time when you're ready for it mentally. And there are compliance problems with platforms like Facebook, Google AdWords, even Bing. Bing are quite good, but they are tightening up as well. But certainly Google AdWords and Facebook, whoa, be careful. They'll shut you down as quick as look at you. On the other hand, social media organic strategies offer numerous advantages, zero financial risk. You gain intimate knowledge about your niche, about your market, about the pain points and the hot buttons of your market. Wouldn't it be better to learn about those pain points and hot buttons for free rather than risking $1,000, $2,000, possibly more with advertising and still not being totally clear about it? It's simple. From a technical point of view, it's simple. There is some detail, no question about it, and that's to do with the messaging side of it. But it's not technical. But there is detail that you need to master, and that's something you cannot avoid. If you're going to be a successful marketer, you have to make an all-out commitment to master the detail, because that is the difference between a marketing master and a novice. A novice is not clear about the detail. They haven't mastered it. They don't understand the nuancing, the subtleties, etc. Simplicity. Okay, we've got somebody drawing. Perhaps I should have turned those controls off. Okay, so simplicity, low tech. Improve your messaging and communication skills, definitely. And you're constantly building your warm audience. You're starting to build your tribe. Okay. And then finally, there is potential for quick results. People say to me fairly regularly, oh, but these organic free strategies are slow. Well, I made money in my first month. I've got other people who've made money within their first 6 weeks. I've got other people that have made money, a little bit of money, not much, in their first 3 weeks. How fast do you want it to be? To me, that's exciting. That is tremendously exciting. And look, to be quite honest with you, if you can be making money within 90 days, that's good enough. That's pretty quick. Chances are, if you spend money on complicated Facebook ad strategies, chances are you will not be making money within the first 90 days unless you are so damn clever and you pick it up so fast and you've got a really good budget. Chances are you won't be making money within the first 2 or 3 months anyway. So this is the option for most people, I think. Now, let's look at 3 ways to generate quality free leads on Facebook. Now, you'll notice here that I'm not including one strategy, deliberately not including it, and that strategy is to do with pasting spammy get-rich-quick type ads in those Facebook groups that you're probably very familiar with. Because to me, it's a duff strategy. It's a deadbeat strategy. Because even if you do pick up a couple of leads as a result of posting in those spammy groups, you'll find that the quality of the leads, the quality of the people is low grade. Okay? Why? Because the people that are attracted to those spammy groups are generally desperate people, broke people, people with a bad attitude, okay? There's a public holiday here in Cambodia at the moment, so there's a little bit of outside noise. I hope to be able to minimise that on the recording, but it may cut in and out. I can't do anything about it. The windows are closed, so that's it. They love parties, these Cambodians, they're crazy. Anyway, so we've got promotional posts, one-on-one chats, and a combination of both. Now, a promotional post, getting you leads from promotional posts is a really smart way to operate. It's primarily what I would call a marketing strategy rather than a sales strategy. The second one, one-on-one chats, that's more of a sales strategy. That's about prospecting. That's about talking to people, chatting to people, sifting, asking questions, finding out, you know, who might be leaning forward, who has pain points, etc. That's more of a sales activity, okay? And the third option is a combination of both. Now, when I started out, I didn't give much focus to the promotional post area because, quite honestly with you, I didn't have confidence that I was good enough, that I was able to write really good promotional posts that would get me leads instantly or almost instantly. That was the first thing. The other thing is that I didn't really have a following of any significance on Facebook. This is a year ago, right? I didn't really have a following. I hadn't really worked it consistently day after day after day. So I decided that I would give more weight to the one-on-one chats. Certainly I started increasing the amount of posts and content that I put on my Facebook wall with the view to building my following over the next 90 days. But I couldn't wait for 90 days to get some leads and make some money. So I chose the more aggressive strategy, one-on-one chats. Now I do a combination of both, although I'm not doing as many one-on-one chats. So I'm able to pull back because, look, there are some days I just got more leads I know what to do with, and sometimes it takes me 2 days to process those leads and talk to those people that have put their hand up, right? So that's it. Now, I was going to come on here tonight and say, hey, you realize that every promotional post that I have run for the last, I think it's for all of this year, the last 4 or 5 months has been a winner. I've scored leads from every promotional post. But I've got to be honest with you. I had a failure. Yeah. Even with that phenomenal run of success, string of successes, I had a failure last Saturday. I put a post on my wall, didn't put it in the group, it was on my wall, and I haven't had one lead. Can you believe that? Now that's sobering. That's good because it's a little bit of a wake-up call. So what I will do is that I will rejig that post. I'm not giving up on it. I believe in that post, but maybe the headline wasn't right, or maybe there were some elements in the body copy. Maybe there's a little bit too much. I don't know. I'm going to rejig it and I'm going to throw it at them in 2 or 3 weeks' time when they've forgotten about the first one, okay? So, but in the vast majority of cases now, when I publish a promotional post, I will get leads. You want to be at that point, don't you? But in the meantime, you probably want to get, you don't want to wait for that to really start happening. So the one-on-one chats is where it's at for most people. Some people say, oh, I don't really want to be talking with people, chatting with people and all the rest of it. Yeah, well, I didn't really want to do it either, to be quite honest with you. I didn't want to do it. But look, now, 12 months later, it's a little bit addictive, and I'm finding it a little bit hard to pull back from it. I have pulled back over the last few weeks. I've definitely pulled back. I'm not chatting to as many people as I used to, but I'm still doing some every day, okay? It's a little bit addictive, and believe it or not, you will grow to like it. I hope. So let's get started on the 5 ways. Way 1 is get your head right. Now I'm starting with this particular topic because, well, it's so damn important. It's so damn important. Your internal settings will govern what will happen from here on in. So if your internal settings are wrong, doesn't matter what action steps you take after this, you're probably gonna fail, because there'll be those little subliminal voices that will keep kicking in and they'll undermine you. So you need to do a little bit of this work here. First thing is to ask the question, what is your why? What is it? You've heard this a million times, probably, but have you really got it sorted? Do you have a hunger for success? Do you want it so bad you can just about taste it? Do you ever lose sleep thinking about it? Because I do. I still have lots of whys, and when I satisfy one why, I'll invent another one, right? So you've got to be creative. You've got to think of other reasons to keep going. Otherwise, I'm going to be sucking my thumb for the rest of my life, right? I don't want that. You've got to, you want something to stretch you, to lift you up, something to strive for. What is your why? And by the way, it doesn't necessarily have to be all about you. It could be a cause. It could be, like, I like helping people here in Cambodia because it's still a developing country. There's all sorts of hooks that you might find very interesting and you can get passionate about. What is your why? What's the thing that's going to get you out of bed in the morning, puts a smile on your face and a spring in your step? You clear on it? If not, do a little bit of work over the next day or two. Not over the next month, please. We've had enough of this busy work. Just spend a day on it, no more, okay? Enough busy work. Let's get down to business. Are you worthy? That's another one. This is particularly the case with people who have problems with projecting authority, okay? And it's because they don't feel worthy. Now, in my mastermind group, I do wall reviews. So I will go to one of my students' walls, like last week I think I did 3, and I will critique their wall for them, and sometimes I record it so they can have it for posterity purposes, and I'll tell them to do this, do that, and do etc. And because they're good students, they'll do most of it. But one of the things that I often find is that although they'll make these improvements over the next few weeks, or they've made them over the previous few weeks, the quality of their content has improved dramatically. They've upgraded their profile, photos, all of that great stuff. But one thing is missing: authority building posts. So I go back to them and say, hey, you haven't got any authority building content here. Why? And it always comes back to feelings of unworthiness. They say, well, I'm not a guru. I'm not like you. I say, well, I'm not a guru either, but they say, look, I haven't had your success. I haven't had anywhere near your success. I said, I don't care. I don't care if you've not made a cent. You have to start projecting now. Now, that's not to say that you develop a false narrative. No, you don't. No lies. You can project authority by borrowing other people's content and giving them attribution rights. Okay? So you link them in and then you write an authority building comment on their content and you link back to them so they get credit. Now, I had somebody who stole one of my posts either last week or the week before last. And if I do say so myself, I was happy with it. It was a good post. And many people said it was a good post. And this guy, who I know him quite well, he said, as a comment, he said, I'm going to steal this. Now, I thought he was going to steal it, but link back to me, tag me, in other words. He didn't do that. Now, I got upset with that because I didn't get overly upset because nothing much upsets me anymore. But I thought, well, to me, that's just so short-sighted. Give the person that you got the content from attribution. Give them credit for it. Authority will still rub off on you for 2 reasons. One is that you were good enough and thoughtful enough to feature it on your wall with your audience. And 2, because you added an authority building comment above their content. You got it? Can you do that? What are you now? You're just a reporter. You're just a person who shares value that you pick up all over the place. You can do that. Everybody can do that. Start doing it. Do it for the next 21 days. You will no longer have feelings of unworthiness. And you'll be amazed at the interaction, the increased interaction that you get. Are you ready to step it up? Are you really ready right now? Because I always want to work with go-getters. I want to work with people that, they want to make things happen. They've got a sense of urgency. They're impatient. Is that you? Or are you more the kind of person that just kind of ambles along, just sort of, you tumble along like the tumbling tumbleweed? You heard that saying? the tumbleweed, tumbling along like the tumbling tumbleweed. In fact, there was a song written back in the, I don't know, 50 years ago, something like that, and that was the name of the song, Tumbling Along Like the Tumbling Tumbleweed. Pretty catchy title. And I think a lot of people are like that. They just get blown by one little breeze. It doesn't have to be a big wind, it's just a little breeze. Oh, right, I'm going over here. Oh, I'm going over here. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm going to do an about turn. That's not the way to be successful, is it? Of course it's not. So I'm looking for people who are ready to step up. Anybody in this group ready to step up? Say yes. And what holds you back? If you're not ready to step up, what is it that's holding you back? There must be something. Is it lack of ambition? Don't have a big enough why? There's no desire there? Well, this is an inside job. You're going to have to figure that one out for yourself. That's something I can't give you. But I wish you all the best. Now, Bob Proctor said this, focus on a higher purpose and a lower concern. Focus on a higher purpose and a lower concern. Love that quote. Absolutely love that quote. It's a fantastic quote. People get so immersed in the day-to-day dramas and problems that they have to face that it often gets them off track. Now, of course, we have to take care of business on a daily basis. I know that. I know that, just like I have to do. I have to do that as well. But if we've got that purpose thing sorted out, we've got that why thing sorted out, at the end of the day, even if it's been a terrible day, we can, just relax a little bit, sit in the lounge chair there and just think back about the day, and then perhaps open up our little goal book, our little dream book, and just say, well, hey, one day isn't going to stop me. So tomorrow's another day, and I bet tomorrow will be a good day. That's it. Focus on the higher purpose rather than focusing on a lower concern. Now, give you an idea here. People struggle with this purpose thing. As I said before, the purpose doesn't always have to be about you. It can be about other people. Now, there's a friend of mine, Joy Healy, and she went through the mastermind process with me last year, and she wrote me this nice little testimonial. But I'm just going to draw your eyes to that highlighted section there. It said basically that I showed my students how to get to the root of people's problems and solve them. Now, to me, that is a higher purpose. If there's nothing that you want in life, you're not into material things, so that doesn't turn you on. You're not into travel, that doesn't turn you on. You've basically satisfied all of those creature comfort issues. And you're in want, you're searching for a purpose. Well, what about that one? To help people solve problems. And you can do it in the online world if you've got the right product, the right program to offer them. That could be the hook for you. That could be the key for you. So think about that. It's not always about you. Now, way two, target the right people. So way one was about inside job, getting the mental settings right, figure out the why thing, develop a sense of urgency, a hunger for success. All right. Way two is about targeting. Now, this is not a workshop or a training on targeting. It's a big topic. And there's no way I can do justice to it today. I can't. But I can give you a few pointers. And these are important pointers, and I think you'll find them valuable. Often when I'm having a chat with somebody, I say, well, what's your target market? Who is your target market? Do you have a profile of your ideal rep, your ideal team member, your ideal customer? And sometimes they've got a bit of an idea. Other times they have no clue. They're completely confused. Very rarely do people have a very clear profile of their ideal person. Now, you may end up developing a few profiles of different types of people. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, a couple of different potential profiles that you could develop if you haven't already done so. So the first one is to do with the struggling marketer group. Now think about that. If you've got something that could help them, whether it's a way to generate leads, a way to convert leads, or a way to generate income, a business opportunity, or something like that, be clear on this reality. Most of them are broke. Despite the BS that a lot of them project, most of them are broke because we know that 95% of marketers, home biz marketers, are not making money. So all those people who might try and suggest that they are Chances are they're not. And sometimes I'll just ask them straight out, have you made your first 50 grand yet? Now they're faced with a choice. They either tell me a flat out lie, and I'll probably see through it anyway, or they'll finally fess up. But look, the reality is that most are broke, and they're broke for all sorts of reasons. Maybe they've got bad habits, maybe they've got relationship problems, it could be all sorts of problems at home. Maybe, I don't know, they don't know what their why is. Then again, maybe they don't have good work habits, or perhaps it's because they're implementing the wrong strategies. Maybe they're in a bad program, but most of these so-called bad programs are usually not that bad. It's usually the reasons of failure normally come back to us. So irrespective, there are lots and lots of struggling marketers out there, loads and loads of them. So that's one group of people you could think about. Another group of people are the non-marketing group, potential marketers, but these are people that have probably never tried a home business before, or if they have, maybe it was a couple of years ago and they didn't do well with it. But they're wage slaves. They're in a job, and they're commercially oriented people, so they're quality people, and you want to offer them your business opportunity, let's say. What are their pain points? Pain points, they're time poor, they're sick of commuting, they run out of money before they run out of month, they don't see their family, they can't remember the last time they had a great holiday, vacation. Okay? You think of people like that? Lots of people like that online. The struggling marketer group, I started with the struggling marketer group. Why? Because they're easy to find. They're much easier to identify. You only have to look at their wall. The people who are frustrated in their jobs, etc., they're not necessarily letting people know about that on their Facebook wall. Okay? So we have to use other methods to find those people. But if you want to get to the struggling marketer group fast and easy, well, you can. So let's have a look here. Now, the struggling marketer, the pain points with them is they've spent a fortune on programs and they're desperate to get a return. Some of them have bought into these big ticket programs where they've spent 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I spoke to somebody, when was it? Earlier this year, that spent 100 grand on a big ticket program. They still hadn't made any money. You believe that? I mean, it's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing. It's kind of sad. They haven't made any money. So you've got people like that, and they're out there, believe me, they're out there. Spent a fortune on traffic. They've had pathetic results. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on traffic, and just didn't work. They've joined MLM programs. They haven't spent a huge amount of money because they're not as expensive to get into, but they've invested lots of time, and they're paying the monthly thing with the product shipment, what is it, the auto ship thing, over 12 months. That can amount up to be $1,000 or $1,500 or more, etc. But anyway, bottom line is they haven't made any money. So these are the struggling marketer group. They're sort of the struggling internet marketer group, the struggling traditional network marketer group. Okay, so the idea is that you would segment it down and develop a profile of each of those two that I gave you, and then you develop a messaging strategy for each, because each subgroup needs to have their own messaging, targeted messaging strategy. Okay, because the key to messaging is that it hits a bullseye. So that when somebody reads that message, they see the post or whatever it happens to be, or you're chatting with them via the messenger chat facility, you ask them a question, a pointed question, the right question. You ask that question because you know it's going to make them feel uncomfortable, because you have precisely targeted your sub-markets. Okay, so I've given you a broad market, struggling marketers, but within the broad marketer group there are sub-marketers. Okay, could be small ticket affiliate marketers who are selling ebooks and making $20 commissions. It could be big ticket affiliate marketers who are trying to sell, a $10,000 package. It could be old style MLM people, pills, potions and lotions. So there's three groups, three subgroups that you could target. Each one needs its own little messaging sequence. Other pain points that they experience: they're not generating leads. Problems with the company leadership. Maybe they hate the company now. They loved it to start with, but whatever. Things changed. They're unhappy. Can you do business with unhappy people? Sometimes you can. How can you help people who aren't generating leads if you're promoting a network marketing business? Well, you see what's going on in the SOS group. You know that there are people in there who are generating leads, the people who implement. I know they're only in the minority, but that's just the way it is. You can invite the people into that group, and that would be giving them a helping hand, and that'll bring them closer to you. And before you know it, you've got a relationship going, and then you'll have a bit more leverage, and then you can talk about your business. Okay, target the right people continued. Wage slaves, possible pain points, time poor, sick of commuting, not seeing their family, hunger to travel but can't, run out of money before they run out of month as stated, they hate their boss, no prospects for promotion, they're reaching the ceiling there, this is it, this is it, this is as far as they go. So they either suck up and just keep doing it, or they go back to night school and try and get more qualifications so they can perhaps get a promotion or get a better job somewhere else. But you know, the job market can be a bit tight at times. Or they start thinking about a home business. Is that it? Is that what happens? They start thinking about business. That is exactly what happens. And there are different times in the year for some people when their window of opportunity is open, and other times when their window is closed shut. So today, you may have somebody that you've been talking to and they want to quit their job. They're sick of their job. They haven't had a promotion in 3 years, right? And they're actively looking. You're looking for the lookers, okay? You're looking for the lookers. Now, if you don't get working with that person or sign that person up fairly soon, their circumstance could change and the window could shut on you. In 3 weeks' time or a month's time or in 2 months' time, in sheer frustration, they quit their job and go and get another job with someone else because that was the most comfortable thing for them to do, right? And now they've got this new job with all these new responsibilities and they've got a pay rise and they have to work back every evening. There goes they're not interested in a home business anymore, right? So timing is an important ingredient here. But think about some of these pain points, and then the next step is to think about where and how to find these people. Where do you find them? Facebook groups, Facebook pages, blogs, forums, off Facebook, blogs, off Facebook. I found some pretty good people. You saw that testimonial from Joy Healy. I found her through blogging, a blog. I found her blog, okay? And I started commenting on her blog, build a relationship. Next thing I know, she wants to do business with me. Peter Beckham's another one. It works. Okay, way 3, get your wall humming. Daily posting, mix of posts including authority posts. Don't forget the authority posts, and I've given you the easy way to do it. Encourage people to post on your wall. Comment on every comment. Now, some people are still not commenting on every comment. At least give people a thank you. If someone takes the time to comment on your post, please thank them. Thank them for that. And that will help your rankings within Facebook anyway. So there's no downside. Send a PM to all commenters. Gee, thanks, John, for your comment today. I really appreciate it. And if there's an opportunity to open a conversation further or to expand the conversation more, we'll do it. Have a look and see what you've got in common with that person. You might just say something after you thank them, just say, hey, by the way, how's business? Just get a conversation going. Comment and post on friends' walls. So if you've had a chat with somebody, go and post on their wall after you've finished having the chat. Just say, post directly onto their wall, okay? It's a standalone post. Say, hey, John, it was great to talk to you today. I really appreciated it. Hope to talk with you again soon. Do something extra, the X factor. What I just gave you, that was the X factor. That's an example of the X factor. Go and post on their wall. That's the X factor. Other people have recorded little videos and posted it on their wall, personalized videos. I had a guy post a personalized video into my chat box last week. Was I impressed? Absolutely. Big job, bit time consuming. I've never done it. But he did it, stood out, and now we're talking. Okay, get your wall humming a little bit more. Best posts for engagement. Picture quotes. Now, when I say engagement, it doesn't necessarily have to be a comment. With picture quotes, you don't get many comments, but you normally will get a bunch of likes. Okay? Facebook Live works well, providing you've kind of mastered it. Okay? It can be a bit tricky. There are some people within the SOS group who are really good at it. Okay, Peter Beckham is one. Paul Durant is another one. Who else have we got? John Pike. There's another one. My friend from South Africa, Reben. He's good at it. There's 4. But there's a lot of Facebook Live posts that aren't so good. Okay, so practice makes perfect, I guess. But if you get good at it, you will get some good engagement. Uploaded videos can be quite good as well. I've done well with personal development type videos. Nothing to do with marketing. I've got this series that I recorded 2 years ago, and in a gym, and it was called Gym Talk, and I recorded about 6 of them. And every now and again, I'll pull one of these videos out and I'll put it out. One is about a famous Jim Rohn quote. Another one is about a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. That's the quote. I remember it to this day. It's a fantastic quote. She's a very wise woman. And so I normally get some pretty good interaction when it's not a Facebook Live, it's just an uploaded video. Okay, provocative text-based posts. They can really stir the pot a bit. You've got to have a little bit of confidence, but they can work from an engagement point of view, and you're wanting engagement because you get more views, because Facebook will rank they will share your content with more of your friends. Okay, and this last one, you're wanting engagement, pure engagement, a question. That's the one that works. In most instances, the best, providing it's the right question. Okay, so getting a wall humming is important if you want to make sales, because more people are going to see your content, and then so if more people are seeing your content and you start posting some promotional posts up there, you're going to get more leads, and you can't get sales without leads. So we've got to do one before we do the other, right? So you know, even when you chat with somebody, Facebook gives you a tick and they'll show your posts to that person you just had a chat with via Messenger. Okay, so the first impression thing. Just let me make sure I've got all of that there. There's nothing more I need to cover. Right. Okay, that's good. Let's look at first impressions. When you're meeting somebody face to face, first impressions are important, aren't they? When I meet somebody, I look for a good strong handshake if it's a man, and even a woman, I like a strong handshake, a firm handshake at least. I want them to look me straight in the eye. If they sort of look at me and they can't, that's a bad first impression, right? So, same thing on Facebook, good first impression. So if you're starting to talk with somebody, you're starting to chat with somebody, yeah, you're wanting to create a good first impression. So the way to do it is to open a conversation the correct way. One of the best ways of doing it is just to give people a compliment. That's the best way. They'll always create a good first impression. So if somebody commented on one of your posts, give them a compliment. Or thank them, that's the other way. Go to their wall, see if there's something nice there you can comment on, and then send them a personal message and give them a compliment. Okay? That's the easiest way to do it. Okay, lead with points in common. Look for something. Maybe their hometown is near where you live, or maybe you travelled through it once, or maybe you see that their favourite music is heavy metal and you love heavy metal music. You know, maybe they love movies, so the social aspects. But if you're targeting marketers, well, you'll probably see some indication that they're already in some kind of a business. So you can lead with that. Well, hey, what kind of business you're in? I'm really curious. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now, if they try and pitch you, don't show any interest. Don't show any interest. Okay? But don't ignore them either. So you could say, why did you choose that one? How long have you been doing it? How much money have you made? How much money have you made? Hang on. Let me see if I can just minimize this a little bit. Never mind. Just me. Okay. How much money have you made? How are you generating leads? Have you tried using attraction marketing? Whatever. Just see if you can turn the tables on people. Now, I've become quite good at this, and I've been training people how to do it sometimes in intimate detail, how to do it, exactly how to do it, even to the point of hand-holding them and getting them to copy and paste me into the conversation. right? So they're having a conversation with somebody who's trying to pitch them. Well, they paste the conversation to me, and then I'll tell them what to say after that. Right? So they're the kind of things that you can do. Now, if you're not, some of you are in my mastermind group anyway, but if you're not in my mastermind group, there are a few things that you can do. Add your best scripts and responses to categorized text files. So this is what I would do. I'd set up 3 or 4 text files, just little TXT files, and give them headings. Turn the tables on the spammers, BizOp theme, and get leads theme. Okay, because they're the main types of conversations that you're going to have. You're going to have people who are spamming you, and rather than just get all angry about the fact that they're spamming you, think smart. Think, well, how can I turn the tables on these people? And so I developed a number of formats designed to do exactly that. Okay, and do they work all the time? No, they don't, because some people you cannot shift. They're just idiots. All right, they can't see. They're just hooked on this spammy type of approach. But some people you can. In fact, in my first month on using these kind of strategies on Facebook last May of last year, I got one lady joined my mastermind group, my fledgling mastermind group, and she originally started out by spamming me, and I turned the tables on her. Do you have to be creative? Do you have to be talented? No, you don't. If you know how to copy and paste, that's about it. It's just a matter of selecting the right answer, the right response for that particular situation. The same with BizOp. If you're talking about business opportunities and stuff like that, and somebody throws you a curly one, you need to have those answers. So the idea is that over time you can experiment with different responses, different ways to handle people, put them into your little text files, and then when it comes to talking with people, you can just retrieve the right question, the right answer, bang, give it to them. And then the same points apply if you're talking about lead generation. You're coming in, you're taking that approach. You don't want to talk about your business opportunity right now. You want to talk more about leads because for whatever reason you may not want to talk about your business opportunity right now. Now, when chatting, you can quickly retrieve the relevant responses from the selected file. First impressions count continued. Okay. Now here's an example, just to give you an idea. I noticed that this is where you look for someone's, you look for something in common with somebody. I noticed that you are, in the same Facebook group as me. That's pretty cool. Or I noticed that you're in a home business. That's pretty cool because I'm in a home business myself. Do you mind me asking? And so on. All right? And then you ask a question, and then you get a response, and then you say, me too. You can meet some interesting people here. What's your business? They say, and then they give you an answer. And then they say, what's the thing that they're going to say? They're going to say, what's your business? They'll tell you what their business is. What's your business? And you say, well, I'm an affiliate marketer, but I also love to help people generate warm leads without spending any money on ads or pitching and hustling people. So are you on Facebook or Twitter because you want to generate leads for your business? You just ask a question straight out if you want, or you can not ask that question. You can just get a little bit more conversation going. But you notice what I've done there? I haven't talked about my business opportunity. I've talked about their main pain point, which is going to be something to do with leads and converting leads. See? Lead with what they want for now. Give them the honey now, and then you can talk business or give them some medicine. Not that it's pleasant tasting medicine, but you can give them you can talk about your business opportunity when you have more leverage. I'm going to come back to this topic of leverage because this is why it's so dumb to be promoting business opportunities to people that you don't know. Because you don't have any leverage. You do not have any psychological leverage with those people. And people are not going to respect what you say. But if you start talking about leads, that's much, much easier. All right. Now, here's an example of a chat. This is one of my mastermind students. She sent this to me and she said, I'm having this conversation with this girl and she patched me into the conversation and she wanted me to critique it. And I think she's done a pretty good job, partly as a result of the tuition she's been getting, for sure. Building an online, so here's what she said, building an audience is important. Do you have an audience building strategy? This is what she said to this new friend of hers. there's a little bit of chit-chat before. The person said that they were in a home business or they're wanting to start one or thinking of starting one. And she just started talking about marketing, okay? And then the person answered, I haven't got any of the answers in here. And then she's responded by saying, oh, of course, generating leads is one thing, but converting them is another, isn't it? Oh, sorry. I'm off topic here. No, these are still some of my own responses. I haven't quite got to the example yet. Do you have a reliable way? So these are some of the things that you could say. Do you have a reliable way to generate and convert leads daily? So there's just a few ideas there. I don't want to freak you out. And I'm not saying you have to use all of these. And I'm not saying that this is the definitive and the exhaustive list. It's not. We have like a mini library and we can just pull one and then just paste it in when we're talking to somebody. This is the beautiful thing about chat. If somebody puts you on the spot, you don't have to answer them right then and there. You don't have to do that. It's not like a phone call. If you're phoning somebody, you're phoning a lead, and they ask you a tricky question, well, man, if you can't answer that question right then and there, they're going to hang up on you because they've lost confidence in you. But people expect delays with chat. So don't be intimidated. Just relax. If somebody asks you a question you cannot handle, just go away and think about it. Think about it. And get a piece of paper and write down, well, how can I answer this? What's the best way of answering it? Okay? And then come up with your best answer, then go back. It might be half an hour later. It could be the next day. You go back the next day, say, oh, I'm sorry, I lost my internet connection. Or I'm sorry, I got called out. Sorry, whatever. See, people are used to that with chat. It's not as urgent as phone. It's not as instant and as immediate. Okay. First impressions count. Best way to master one-on-one engagement. Good. Look, if you want to do it yourself, completely yourself, it's your choice. You can muddle along, but you don't know what you don't know. And as I said, this is a detailed game. And if you don't know all the nuances and the detail and the subtleties, etc., you could be spinning your wheels for the next 6 months and you still haven't got it figured. So I would say get some help. If you know somebody who is really good on this messaging stuff, see if you can, make them an offer that they can't refuse. Turn the tables, make them an offer, approach them, make them an offer. Maybe you can share the spoils or something like that. If you haven't got any money to pay them to help you, maybe you can do a deal with them. But see if you can find somebody, because most people, you're just not going to get the results that you need. You're not going to get those results happening quickly. And only work with someone who's a skilled messaging practitioner. Now, I mentioned Peter Beckenham before. This was another guy that got a quick result using these strategies once he got clear on it. And I spent some one-on-one time with Peter last year, and this because he joined my mastermind program as well. And he started to implement. He started to implement right here on Facebook. And it took him a few weeks, but during the period, he got 28 new Facebook followers who regularly touch base with me and like my stuff. He made 5 sales for a grand total of, wait for it, just $300. Now, he's at $303. A bit self-deprecating there, because to me, that's a fantastic result, because he was just selling small products just to, as a front-end hook, if you like. But irrespective of that, since then, he's become a maniac, truly. And he's had a lot of setbacks this year on the home front, lots of challenges, massive challenges, yet he still keeps churning it out. And he's become a bit of a legend. And he's done it in less than 8 months. Goodness me. See? And so the point is that he was making sales within weeks, not months, because he got some help. So see, you go and get some help. Get some help somewhere. You see if you can find someone. Now, way 5, and this is the final one, pitch. Because now we want to convert these leads into some sign-ups, don't we? So when you've got some people, you know what their pain points are, you've had a bit of a chat to them, and it's now time to go back to them, you say something like this. And yes, we do have to pitch at some point, not all the time, because sometimes people ask me to sign up, that's fine. But if we really want to accelerate it, we do have to pitch it. If you really want to get a result quickly, once you've got some of this incubator stuff happening, you'll have some people that you can go back to. When we chatted last time, you mentioned that one of your concerns was, mention the pain point, not running out of money before they run out of money. You haven't had a holiday for, for 2 years, whatever it happens to be. If I could help you with that, would you be open to having a look? That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Ask it, sit back and wait for the answer. Will everybody say yes? No. Will a portion of them say yes? Yes, they will, providing you've done the basics on the way through. When they say yes, what I do is I send people a concept style video. I don't send them, if I'm promoting a particular affiliate offer, I usually don't send them a link to that affiliate offer. It's kind of a sandwich approach, but if you've got a network market, a really good video for your company, you want to use that and it's really good, okay, send them that. Get them to look at a video, get them to look at something. If there's a webinar coming up soon that your company's putting on, do that. But don't do it until you've set it up right. Otherwise, you'll blow these people out of the water, I'm telling you. You will blow them out of the water. They're gone. And then once you've either sent them to your webinar or sent them that recorded video, whatever it happens to be, whatever method you're going to use, follow up the next day, because as you probably know, follow-up equals fortune. If people like the first video, I ask them why they liked it. So as I say, I like to send out a little concept style video, and if they, I ask them, well, why did you like it, and what potential do you see with this concept, etc. And only then, if I think they're stacking up, will I introduce them to the name of my company and what the company that I'm promoting and why I think they should join it. And by the way, I'll usually get on the phone. So I'll usually get on the phone or make a voice call. And with Facebook now, Messenger is so easy. People are still attuned to Skype. Oh, should I open a Skype account? No. If you've met these people on Facebook, go take the line of least resistance. Just do it on Facebook. Say, hey, I'm sick. I could tell you a bit about this business or a bit about this company, but I'm sick of typing. Can I just have a quick voice call with you, because it'd be great to talk with you anyway. That's all you need to do. And if you do enough of it, providing you've set it all up properly, you are going to make sales. You're going to have some sign-ups. There are some other things that you can do. I'm going to whip through these really fast. Make them an offer they can't refuse. It could be a free training course if you've got access to something like that. So if you sign up within the next 48 hours, I'm going to give you this. Marketing a big ticket travel program, I used to give them travel vouchers. Right, so if you sign up within the next 48 hours, I'm going to give you a week's holiday on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, right? Because I was able to get those travel vouchers real cheap. Identify and exploit existing assets. People say, oh, I don't know if I could do a home business. I don't know anybody or whatever. Or they say, oh, I'm really cash strapped at the moment. Well, you start talking with them. Maybe, look, I had a lady join a business that I was involved with years ago, a big ticket business. It might have been the travel business, I can't remember. And she didn't have any cash. And she needed a few $1,000s. I think it was a $4,000 buy-in, okay? Not a huge amount as these programs, compared to some of these programs, but $4,000, she didn't have $4,000. But she really wanted to do it, and she wanted to get the product as well. And you know what she did? She had a monster garage sale. So I said to her, I said, well, if you've got anything that you can sell off that you don't really use anymore, you haven't used it for a couple of years, why don't you do what other people have done and have a big garage sale? So she did that, and she sold a couple of the horses. She had horses. She was on acreage, right? And she sold a couple of horses, and she got the money. She got more than the money. And she said, you know, I'm glad I did that because I created a space. I've been meaning to do it for ages. The horses were driving me nuts, and I'm glad I did it. Thank you very much. You see? So, and get them excited, expand their vision. One of the best ways of doing that is to introduce them to somebody. If it's a network marketing thing, one of your upline, introduce them to one of them, and they'll get them excited for you, hopefully. And follow up regularly, but that's it. So, folks, you've picked up some good ideas. I've got my little surprise bonus for you coming up in just a minute or two. You've picked up some good ideas today, and they'll give you a quick sugar hit for sure. And maybe one or two of you will really get into action, but you're probably still going to find at times it's a struggle for you because you still haven't quite filled in all the gaps. But that's fine, and if that's all you want, so be it, no problem. On the other hand, you may be in that small group of people who are sick and tired of just muddling along. Recently, I asked people on Facebook the best way to fast track their success. And I got a lot of successes. You may have seen my post and you may recall it. But only one person hit the nail on the head. Out of all of those responses that I had in the Facebook group and all of the responses I had on my wall to the same question, only one person hit the nail on the head. So what was the question again? The best way to fast track your success. Only one person got the answer that I was looking for, said the answer that I was looking for. What was it? It was this: successful people learn from the people who were doing it. And the best way to do it is to learn one-on-one. One-on-one. Groups are really good too, small groups, small groups. Anything bigger than, maybe 10 people and it loses its potency. You need that one-on-one relationship to drive the learning deep and to convert mere facts and ideas into action steps and results. Now, I saw this on Facebook, no, not on Facebook, I saw it in the newspaper, the online newspaper today, and Bill Gates has been running a series on Twitter, things he would do differently if he had his time over again. And here is one: surround yourself with people who challenge you, teach you, and push you to be your best self. Do you have somebody like that? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Now, he's giving credit now to Melinda Gates, who's also a brilliant person. That's his wife. But I know for a fact, because I've studied this guy a bit, I know that Bill Gates has had plenty of great mentors over the years, people that work with him one-on-one. So what I'm going to suggest for you is a marketing makeover call. And this is the offer. Now, I don't know whether we can do business together. It's not something that I treat lightly. There may be 2 or 3 people that I can work with and others that I can't, for various reasons, okay? But what I'm going to give you is a free $200 marketing makeover call. It's a 20-minute call, and I have 4 objectives for you for this call: to establish your goals and give clarity on how to reach them. I've got to do all of this in 20 minutes, right? To solve one problem for you. It's what I call the one thing question. So you've got to tell me the one thing that you want to get out of today's call. To solve one problem for you, the one thing question, and to get you excited about your future potential. That's it. If I can satisfy those objectives, I'll be happy, and I know you'll be over the moon. Now, one more. To explore different ways for us to work together. Yeah, I'll see if we can do that. If we can't, no big deal. No big deal. And there are different, a long deceased, but a friend of the family used to say this: you know something? There's more than one way to skin a cat. More than one way to skin a cat. He'd always say that. When I was a kid, I was growing up. He didn't quite have the American accent, but he had an accent, that's for sure. And when I was growing up and he was trying to teach me a life lesson, I had a problem. I was upset because I couldn't figure out this homework assignment. And he said, there's always one way to skin a cat. There's going to be another way to solve this problem. Let's see what we can do. Okay? He actually said it with an Australian accent, a very broad Australian accent, but I can't remember his accent. Yeah, mate. Something like that. But I always remember that. It's a kind of a funny way of getting the point across. But it's a good point, isn't it? There's always more than one way to get the job done. And the first really great mentoring experience that I had, way back when, before the offline world, was when I was selling insurance. And I didn't pay out any money. We did a deal. We both decided we wanted to work together. So basically it came down to me bringing something to the table and he bringing something to the table. He had some skills that I didn't have, and I knew instinctively that I could fast track my success if I could work with this guy for a little while. But I couldn't afford to pay him whatever the money was. I couldn't back then, this is a long time ago, I couldn't afford to pay him. So we did a deal. And the reason why he agreed to the deal to work with me is because I gave him something that he didn't have. And you'll have to guess what that is. And if we have that one-on-one call, ask me and I'll tell you. I had something that he didn't have. So there are different ways to work together, providing both parties has something to offer. And money is one of them. Now, money is important, and money should not be an issue for you. It should not be. If it's an issue for you, well, you're going to have problems getting people to pay you money. But sometimes there are other ways of getting the job done. Okay, free $200 value marketing makeover call. You might also learn one of these. You're not going to learn all of these, that's for sure. But on the call, I'll see if I can give you one of the four. Either I'm going to share with you my favorite traffic and lead generation strategy, the fastest way to make sales and bank cash within the next 30 days. I am really good at getting income flowing within my first 30 days. Virtually every series program that I've joined, I have made money in my first month. And in most instances, it's been thousands and thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars. How to improve your wall and make it a showcase for you. How to build a tribe of followers who respect and want to do business with you. They're all great topics. Which one for you? I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. So, the marketing makeover call, it's a limited offer. I don't guarantee to grant a call for everybody, that applies, but I'll do my very best to honour most of the applications, okay? But I'm going to schedule 5 appointments, so you're going to need to jump on this. Not everyone will qualify. I think you should know enough by now. If you want more testimonials, I can give you a link to a website. I've got testimonials coming out of my ears, quite frankly. So go ahead and complete my short survey or application form, and you go to, write it down, .comnomads.com. So there's 2 comms in there. .comnomads.com. And there's a survey form. You'll find the survey quite helpful. It will get you thinking about your goals, your future. You'll find it quite instructive. So everybody should fill out that form. It's a great little form. If I say so myself, it's a good little form. I've really thought about it. And I constructed it in that way so that you would start to think more deeply perhaps about your life and where you want to be in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time. So look, do yourself a big favour and go and fill out that form. Even if we don't meet up and have a 20-minute, chat, bang, the marketing makeover call, even if we don't do it, you'll get, just by filling out that form, I'm sure you'll get value from it. So if you want to do that, go and do it. You should do it. .comnomads.com. It's an adventure. We'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes from there. So we'll just close that out. That's it. You want to take advantage of that offer, go and fill out that survey, learn something about yourself. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. .comnomads.com. And I'll catch up with you probably in the very near future. All right. Bye-bye.